Hello and welcome to another video chat from God is a Geek. I'm joined by Mr. Adam Cook today. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. You?
Good. So, yeah, not too bad. My name's Chris, by the way. Obviously, you would know that by my dulcet tones. Anyway, let's get on with the game. We're here to talk about, as you can see, Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, which is a musou game.
Yep.
And why I'm excited to talk about this is because if you know God is a Geek and you know Mr. Adam Cook, one of his favourite genres is the musou games. But, seriousness, is it any good?
Well, look, right, before we get too far into this, there's a couple of things I want to be very clear about. Is that I appreciate that not everybody watching this video will be like massive God is a Geek fans. There will be people who know of us and are watching us, and this, the subscriber count means that people know, like our podcast. They will know my feelings on the genre, but there are other people who don't, okay? But I want to be very clear, don't switch off the video after I've said this. I want to say more. I have never played a musou that I didn't end up pretty much hating. Like, even the Persona one, like, I started off liking it. It's like, nah, this isn't for me. So with that in mind, there's probably an audience wondering why the hell I'm covering this game. And now that's because, right, I love Fire Emblem and I loved Fire Emblem 3 Houses. So, if I were to say to you... So another thing, a qualifier is that at the end of the year, we do awards. If you don't know, every year we do massive amounts of deliberations, Game of the Year stuff. And we have a category called Biggest Surprise. Now, Chris, you can probably see where I'm going with this.
Yeah. No, tell me more.
I think it takes a brave man to admit he was wrong.
Wow, okay.
And I can't say I am wrong about this game because I hadn't played it before, but my preconceptions of this game were, it's going to be a musou, isn't it? And it is. But I'm in love with it.
Wow.
Like, I can't get across, and I know you'll know what I mean because you did play and review the Persona Strikers.
Strikers, yeah.
I can't get across how much of Fire Emblem 3 Houses is in Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Houses. Now, I know that sounds a bit silly because, of course, it's got the same name, essentially, but with Warriors in there.
Yeah, but it's a completely different style of game.
It's more like, basically, in a preview sense, obviously, I haven't finished it, these aren't final thoughts. It's like they took Fire Emblem 3 Houses, but added musou combat instead of the tactics combat. Only... And I don't think this is a new thing for the musou genre. Like, you've got the triangle sort of strategy style thing of, where swords, the weapon triangle, where one trumps the other. You've got all the RPG stuff. Like, you've got all the... But I don't feel at all that this is a sort of button mashy game. And I don't... hopefully this is a sort of thing that I've written this down in the preview, that you'll be able to read it and it will make a little more sense to comprehend it reading it. But the combos in this, like this doesn't feel like musous I've played. This feels more like, to me, I guess the musou structure where, you'll get a map come up and it's like, go and do this, route these enemies, do that, protect these people. That stuff's all very much what you'd think you'd get in a musou game. But the actual combat to me feels more like an action-adventure game, like a... I don't want to say Devil May Cry because it's not that intricate. But it does. It feels more that than it does to me like the Warriors games or the those musous.
Yeah.
Like playing this different. I think it's the Fire Emblem stuff. I think you have sword wielding classes, and the combos do different things based on which class they are. If that makes sense, like which kind of sword wielding class they are, And it was when I played as a mage that it really hit home. So you are doing combos that are the same for everyone, different lengths, but generally speaking, it's YYX, YYYX, YX. But each X, or what you would think of as a heavy, is like a different action. So as a mage, if you do like attack action, the mage might do a fire attack. If you do attack action, it will be wind. Attack action, it might be lightning or earth, and so on with all the combos. And it makes you play it more like an action-adventure game, hack and slasher, than a musou. Because you are constantly thinking, right, if I do fire, it knocks them away. If I do wind, it pulls them in, and it's got this break meter. And I don't know if this is new to all Musous, but I don't remember it in some of the ones I've played, where if you hit them with a certain attack, a little shield appears above their head, and you then have to batter them, and the shield breaks down, and then you can do like a special move on them. And that's never not satisfying. It's never not satisfying for the anime kind of Fire Emblem, like whoosh, to come across the screen, and then you do like hundreds of thousands of damage. It's never not satisfying. And I kept thinking, yeah, this will wear off. It's a musou. I'm excited about this and I'm enjoying it. But the combat's going to get samey, and it does. Although of course you develop, like you do in a Fire Emblem, you develop skills and I don't want to spend too long talking about anything outside of the combat because there's more to come on this game. I will just say I am really surprised by how much Fire Emblem. And I feel like we've swapped role reversal here. Like I remember you saying this, or something like this, about Persona Strikers, where you were kind of floored by how much Persona there was in this. Yeah. And that's how I feel about this. Like I can't believe how much of the story is different, because it's not like a sequel, but it kind of almost feels like a sideways sequel. Like the story it's the characters you know and love, but it's like an alternate version, which I think is a very sort of a Megaforce Musou-y thing to do, is to take the universe and do a different story within it. Yeah. It's not canon, probably. I don't know. I guess it can't be canon. I don't know. I really don't know. Like I'm not far enough into it to know. Because again, like Fire Emblem, these are big games. I cannot get across how sort of stunned this has left me. Like every waking minute I have that I'm not busy, I'm like, I just want to do another couple of battles. And of course, there's all the RPG stuff in between them, the stuff you outside of your battles.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it's the battles I wanted to get back to, and to circle back to what I was saying about at some point I'll get bored. The second that boredom sets in, or not sets in, but the second you start to feel a bit worn by like, okay, I've been playing as this character. Like, you can switch, of course, like you can in all these games. You can switch,
cool.
And you can choose your party that you want to. In like the smaller battles, you get 4 controllable. In the bigger ones, it's 4, but you can have 4 non-playable. So it's like 8 on the battlefield. You can have them as adjutants. All again, Fire Emblem. But the second you feel a little bit worn by something like, oh, I've been playing as this character for like 3 or 4 battles, and you know what? It is getting a bit same. Just change. You just change to like, now you're a bow and arrow class, and the gameplay is essentially the same in that you're pressing the same buttons, but you're doing completely different things. And with the triangle strategy structure that arrows will be good against like flying enemies or horses or whatever it is, it makes the tactical element of Fire Emblem work in a musou as well. And like, I don't think I'm allowed to at this point tell you how much I've played of it. But when I said I haven't played enough of it to like talk about the story, to be clear, I played a lot of it. Like, I missed the cricket because I was playing this, and literally had a text off a mate saying England are about to win the cricket, and I'm like, oh shit, cricket! Like, I'm not.
Man, it's got its claws into you, hasn't it?
Like you wouldn't believe. Like, wow. I feel like a fraud almost, like, because I do not like these games. But I wonder if maybe I've just never met the right one, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and also, like, these kind of games have to evolve. It can't just be the same thing over and over again, like it has done for a lot. Like the Dynasty Warriors, was it? And like the One Piece series, they were all okay, but they did start to become repetitive. And then, like, I feel like Persona Strikers, that offered so much.
Yes.
In what it did, because it's evolving, and it sounds like this is doing kind of a similar thing.
But right now, I am just like, it's going to have to do something pretty bad for me to not end up enjoying this. But in a preview sense, I can only talk about what I played. Really, really like it.
For now, if you'd like to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, that would be much, much appreciated. Click the bell button, click the like button, click whatever you think will get us more subscribers. Thank you very much for joining me, Adam, and we'll speak to you all soon or whenever you choose to listen. Thank you. Bye-bye.